Hi, and welcome to Coffee with Vixen. For those of you who have been longtime followers, I just want to give you guys the update that basically what I'm doing now with my YouTube channel is since I've flipped over the layout, I've also decided to go ahead and update some of the videos and things. This Coffee with Vixen episode is something that I'd like to start doing more frequently, which is just basically me talking about various different topics that are going on and that are hot topics, so to speak, that are trending in the world today. Yes, some of these videos may turn into rants, as I will be very happily voicing my own opinion concerning certain topics. But I'd also really wanted to include political views as well as my support for legalization of marijuana and the various different environmentalist views that I have. Today's topic in particular that I wanted to hit was, is gay a choice? Now, I have a lot of gay friends. I myself am bisexual. And this topic is not only a hot topic, but it's a constant controversial topic, which I love to do controversial topics. Later on, I will try to have a video concerning marijuana and the use of it within witchcraft, Wicca, from a more specific standpoint. Anyway, today's choice. I would actually like to go ahead and first mention that in 2012, back in December 2012, the Mormons, or as many of you probably know them as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, actually admitted that sexual orientation is not a choice and that same-sex attracted people should not marry people of the opposite sex, but actually maintains that homosexual acts are sinful. Just remember, anything that I talk about, links will be posted below. Anyway, also from the Washington Times, modern science says homosexuality is not a choice. This particular article is from April 14th, 2013. And the question as to whether homosexuality is a choice or not remains on the front lines of a lot of criticism, and it's, like I said before, it's very controversial. There's people on the right who swear up and down that it's a choice. There's people on the left who swear up and down it's not a choice. And you have people like me in the middle who say it's not a choice, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. However, my personal opinion is formulated on science, not religious belief. So, yeah, 40 years of study so far on the topic of, is homosexuality a choice or not? The answer is, based off these studies, mind you, homosexuality is not a personal choice. The APA also has stated repeatedly on several different occasions, and for those of you who don't know who the APA is, it's the American Psychological Association, has actually stated on several different occasions that it's not a mental illness or a disorder, and that homosexuality and homosexual behaviors are actually normal aspects of human sexuality. So, I'm tired of this argument. I really am. Science has proven repeatedly that not only is homosexuality and homosexual behaviors normal, but they actually occur naturally in the world around us. I keep seeing memes on Facebook about this that are saying only 450 species, I think it is. Yeah, that number is actually over 1,500 species actually partake in homosexual behavior. And they don't do it for a dominance reason, they do it for fun. Lions, for instance, do partake in homosexual behavior, and guess what? Lions have also been noted to have sex for fun. So, not a dominance thing in all cases. Going back to our thing here. Psychology actually recognizes that people express their sexual orientation through behaviors, and these behaviors are designed to bond with other humans, as described as by holding hands, kissing, and intimacy through affection. Non-affectionate behaviors include deeply felt need for love and attachment, shared goals and values, mutual support, and long-term outgoing commitment. As a result, sexual orientation is not simply a personal characteristic, but actually is defined as a group of people in which one is likely to discover satisfying and romantic, fulfilling relationships as essential components of personal identity. Sexual preference typically emerges during the mid-childhood, young teen years, and this is actually around the same period when one discovers a potential to become lesbian, gay, or bisexual. This is when those feelings really emerge. This is when people start acting on those said in emotions and really indulging themselves. However, there is no commonly accepted consensus that sexual orientation has a specific causation. Basically, they're saying, more or less that, yeah, we kind of sort of know hormones have a play in it, but we think that there may be other factors too, such as environment and parenting and things along those lines. Nobody really knows for sure what exactly triggers sexual orientation. All we know is that hormones and the way brains are wired actually plays a very significant role in this, which means not only is it not a mental disorder, but it is not a choice. I did not choose to be bisexual. I just naturally am. So, there's ongoing research to determine intrinsic human physiology as causation because modern science is leaning toward prenatal chemistry, genetic and hormonal factors, even dominant primitivism as the underlying X factor for LGB. The old argument of nature versus nurture is taking a back seat, and current thinking is the choice of sexuality is innate to human nature as eye color. What is known is most people experience little or no choice in sexual orientation. On this particular topic, I'd actually like to say yes, people can choose consciously whether or not to act on a said indulgence. That doesn't mean that they can change their sexual orientation. The APA has repeatedly stated and actually it's not just the APA anymore, there's several other psychological associations now that are actually saying that not only is it not a choice, but there is no control over it. You can try to change the behavior, you can try to change the way of thinking, but in many cases all you're doing is hurting the people more. The only thing that concerns me really in this particular debate is what happens to teenagers and children. Considering that they're the next generation of who's going to be controlling and leading the general populace, these are the people that we really need to focus on. Yes, I do believe that gays and bisexuals and lesbians, everybody should have basic human rights, and that includes marriage, but this is just a mess constantly. They've actually found that there's higher rates of major depression, recurrent depression, substance abuse, anxiety disorders, and they're all in youth that are LGBT, okay? There's greater use of mental health services with males and females reporting to have same-sex partners, and there's even greater levels of suicidal thoughts. Why? Because there are too many bigots out there that don't sit there and say, oh, okay, you're gay, whatever. They have to sit there and go, oh, you're gay, you're sinful, you're going to hell, and you can't do that. That's not right. It's against the laws of nature. Guess what? It's not against the laws of nature. It's perfectly normal. Guys, seriously, if you're LGBT and you watch this video, stop listening to the morons. You are perfectly fine being who you are. Be comfortable in your own skin. And I don't care who you are, actually, as a matter of fact. I don't care if you're black, blue, tan, purple, whatever. If you're gay, bi, whatever, it doesn't matter. Be comfortable in your own skin and ignore the morons out there that try to say that you're an abomination in nature. You're not. You are nature. You are part of nature. And that is one of the things that mankind has so many issues with these days. We think that we've gone from being part of nature to being above nature. We have displaced ourselves. It is no longer a matter of, who's going to kill who. It's a matter of, are we going to kill ourselves, or are we going to kill nature and then kill ourselves? We have really thrown out of whack the whole natural cycle that our planet goes through. Okay? We really have. And I'm sorry, I really am, for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because there are too many people out there that go by just one book. By one book that says, oh, the planet's 6,000 years old. Or, oh yeah, mankind walked with dinosaurs. These are the people that sit there and say, oh, you're gay, you're going to hell. Or, oh, you're a practicing witch. Guess what? You're going to hell. Hey, you know what I have to say to those people? Go screw yourself. I'm comfortable in my skin. You guys should be comfortable in yours. If you want to believe some religious dogma that's been shoved down your throat from the time that you were little to today, by all means, please, feel free to do so. But there are too many people out there, and I'm not saying this about all people, but there are too many of you out there that have this going on, and you have nothing up here. Okay? Anyway. We've gone from being part of nature to thinking ourselves above it, when in actuality, that's all we are, is nature. I have no more of a right to exist than what the cat does. The cat has every right to exist just as I have every right to exist. And that's exactly how things should be. We are part of nature. We should be taking care of nature. It's our survival. We're coming down to the bare basics now, guys. We're coming down to survival. And that's really all there is to it anymore. I mean, we can sit here and discuss how bad superbugs are. We can sit here and discuss all kinds of things. When in actuality, what it really boils down to is either you're going to step up and try to take care of the planet that we have and try to live coexisting with nature and coexisting with with other people, or we're just going to end up destroying ourselves. And that's really all it comes down to. So you can be part of the problem, or you can be part of the solution. Personally, I choose to be part of the solution. Remember, guys, be comfortable in your own skins, ignore the morons.